Hi everyone, today we're going to look at income tax. Let's look at the following step for income tax. The first step is gross income per annum, meaning yearly. For those of you that can't remember, gross income means it's the income before any deductions. In other words, it's the money you work for. In step 2, we need to work out the taxable income. To do that, we take the gross income minus the taxable deductions. Taxable deductions include UIF. As you know, we contribute 1% of our gross salaries to UIF. Another taxable deduction is pension fund. You are allowed to contribute as much as you can afford to your pension fund, but you are only allowed to deduct 7.5% of your gross salary from tax. Retirement annuities also form part of taxable deductions. As soon as we've worked out the taxable income, we can now move to step 3. In step 3, we look at the tax bracket. We need to determine in which tax bracket our taxable income falls. We use the tax table as seen on the right. Let's look at that table for a moment. Let's say we have a taxable income of 190,000 per year. That means we fall in tax bracket 1. If we have a taxable income of 400,000 per year, we fall in tax bracket 3. Once we know in which tax bracket we fall, we use the rates of tax as indicated on the table. They give us a formula. All we need to do is write it down and substitute anything that's needed. In step 4, we subtract rebate. Another way to look at rebate is discount. We have primary, secondary, and tertiary rebate. Let's look at the table on the right. If you are younger than 65 years old, you qualify for primary rebate. If you are older than 65 years, you qualify for primary and secondary rebate. And if you are 75 years or older, you qualify for primary, secondary, and tertiary rebate. If you belong to a medical aid, you qualify for medical credits. Sometimes they call this medical rebate. In this case, let's look at the table. It's 310 Rand per month for the taxpayer, 310 Rand for the dependent, and then 209 Rand for each child. So far, we've worked out the taxable income. We've determined in which tax bracket our taxable income falls. We've used that tax bracket. We've subtracted the rebate. And now we have the annual tax. Step 5 depends on what your question asks. If your question asks for the annual tax, you use it as in step 4. If the question asks for monthly tax, you are going to take the annual tax, divide by 12. Let's look at example 1. The taxable income of a 22-year-old man amounts to 258,000 per year. Calculate his monthly tax. I suggest highlighting important information, and if there's any word that catches your eye, for example, monthly, I immediately wrote a 12. Next, I'm writing down what I need to do. In this case, they give us the taxable income of 258,000 per year, which means my first step would be I need to go and see in which tax bracket that income falls. After that, I need to subtract the rebate, and then my question asks calculate his monthly tax, which means I need to get the monthly tax. I write everything I need to do on the right hand side so that I don't forget a step. Our next step is to find the tax bracket. According to the example, the taxable income is 258,000. This amount falls in tax bracket 2. Write down the information as given in tax bracket 2, 35,253 plus 26% of the income above 195,850. I'm using purple to make brackets. This shows what I'm going to do first. Income above in this case is that 258,000 minus 195,850. I'm using purple brackets to indicate what I'm going to do first. I'm using red brackets to indicate the percentage part of this calculation, 26% of 62,150. Another way of writing 26% is 26 over 100. Another way of writing of is times. I mark on the right hand side if I'm done with the step. Our next step is rebate. In this case, it's a 22-year-old man. This means he qualifies for primary rebate of 13,635. My calculation for rebate is 51,412 minus 13,635. When I'm done working out rebate, I mark on the right hand side. Step, we need to work out the tax per month. We know the annual tax is 37,777. To get the monthly tax, we divide that amount by 12. When I'm done, I mark on the right hand side. Let's look at example 2. A 25-year-old woman has a taxable income of 25,000 per month. How much tax does she pay per month? Again, I'm highlighting important information, and if my eye catches anything, I make notes. I'm going to make notes on the right-hand side of what I think I should do. In this example, they talk about taxable income per month. I know tax needs to be worked out per year or annually. Next step would be the tax bracket. Rebate. And tax per month. Our first step is to work out the taxable income per year. In this example, they give it to us per month. So it's going to be 25,000 times 12, which gives us 300,000. When I'm done, I mark on the right hand side. Our next step is the tax bracket. In this case, we are working with 300,000. Which means it falls into category 2. Rewrite the information from the tax table. I'm indicating with purple brackets what I'm going to do first. The percentage part of the calculation with red brackets. Another way of writing 26% is 26 over 100. Another way of writing of is times. I indicate on the right hand side when I'm done with the tax bracket. Our next step is rebate. This is a 25-year-old woman, which means she qualifies for primary rebate, which is 13,635. Mark on the right hand side as soon as I'm done with rebate. The last step is taxable income per month. I take 48,697 divided by 12. Thank you so much for watching. We'll do more examples in part 2.